Thank you for joining me today for a 30-minute flow. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you, and begin to breathe through your nose. Hold that breath for 4 seconds, and then exhale through your mouth. Go ahead and repeat breathing in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. We'll do that one more time. Deep breath in through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. We're going to make our way into a tabletop position and start to warm up the spine. So bring yourself into a tabletop position. Check your alignment so the wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are evenly spaced underneath the hips. Moving into cat and cow, we're going to go through this cycle 4 times. So for cat, you're going to round up through your back, pull your hips toward your wrists, tuck your chin, and then for cow, lifting the tailbone, arching the back, pressing the head back on the shoulders. So go ahead and go through the cat and cow as many times as it feels comfortable for you, or you can follow along with me. Flexing and extending the spine, warming up the neck and shoulders, lumbar back. Now we're going to move into downward facing dog. So you'll start out in a bear crawl position, come up to the balls of the feet, and then lift the hips toward the ceiling, press the heels down and back. Pedal your feet here, back and forth, lengthening through your hamstrings, stretching out your arches. Let your hips swivel with each pedal. Press back into downward dog, and then reach one hand back to the opposite heel. Add a little bit of rotation here in your stretch in your downward facing dog. Switch to the other side. Reach to the back of the heel if you're able or in that direction. Walk the hands out just a little bit further. Bring it into Chaturanga. You can drop to your knees here first. Place the hands in front of the shoulders and lift up for Cobra. Press the shoulders down and back. Tuck the chin, lower down, curl the toes behind. Press your body up into bear crawl and all the way up to downward facing dog. Press the chest back toward the knees, lengthen the spine, lift up to the balls of the feet, and then lower the heels down and back. Really press your chest back toward your knees with each exhale. Inhale, lift to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the heels down and back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pressing back. Good. Walk the hands in a little bit closer to the feet. Bend the knees slightly. Hover over your knees. Drop the hips into chair pose. Hold here. Bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up. Bring the hands overhead and then open wide. Exhale. Big circle up. Inhale, lift toward the ceiling. Sweep the hands back into airplane, flat back. Bring the arms forward, extend the legs, reaching away. Create space in your spine. Bring the hands to the top of the ankles and use that leverage to extend into your forward fold. Always an option here to keep knees bent if that feels better. Shake out your head. Also can grab your biceps, let gravity help lengthen. Drop your hips again into chair pose. Bring the hands to heart center, rise up. Exhale, open wide. Again, inhale, lift. Look up at the fingertips. Exhale, swan dive back. Inhale, reach away from your body. Lengthen your legs, extend your spine, flat back. Come into forward fold. Stay here for one more breath. Grab the ankles if you need more to add leverage to your stretch. Drop the hips. Walk the hands out into bear crawl. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Up to the balls of the feet again, press the toes in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands out slightly in front, Chaturanga through. However you get there, bring yourself to a plank, drop to the knees, point the toes to the back wall. Place your hands where you need them to be to extend your lower back. Inhale, lift to cobra or upward facing dog. Drop your chin. Bend the elbows. Let the face come all the way down to the mat. Adjust your hands where they need to be for your deep back bend. Inhale, lift cobra or upward facing dog. Drop the chin. Lengthen through your neck. Lower down to the mat. Tap the mat with your forehead. Curl the toes in back. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press your body up. Bring the knees a little bit wider to the edges of your mat. Toes come together in the back. And from here, our child's pose is going to take a little bit different angle. Walk the hands around to one side of the floor and then drop into child's pose. After one breath in child's pose, walk the hands around to the other side of your body. Stay here for one more breath. Lift the head, walk the hands back to center. Come up into table. Curl the toes in back. Bear crawl position. Inhale, send the hips up to the ceiling. Exhale, push the heels down and back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend the right knee, press the left heel into the floor. Bend the left knee, press the right heel into the floor. Go ahead and pedal just like this, back and forth. Inhale on the lift, exhale on the press. Downward facing dog. Lift one toe toward the ceiling and half split. Walk the hands closer to the straight leg. Lift the toe in the air a little bit higher if you can. Bend the top knee, let the heel fall over the back. Shift your gaze to your armpit. Open the hip toward the ceiling. Stay here for one more breath. And lower the leg down to meet the other leg. Forward fold. Roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive back. Inhale, flat back. Reach away from your body. Lengthen through your body and your legs. Lower down, forward fold. Let the head hang. Bend one knee and the other knee. Lengthen through your hamstrings. Walk the hands out, bear crawl. Send the hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Once in downward dog, lift the opposite toe that you did the first time. Lift the toe as high as it's comfortable for you as you walk the hands closer to the straight leg. Bring it in closer if you want half split. You do what works best for you, and then bend the top knee that's in the air. Let the heel fall over your back. Shift your gaze to your armpit. Peel the hip bone open toward the ceiling. And then lower the leg back down. Drop the hips, chair pose. Inhale, scoop hands up. Rise. Bring the hands overhead. Tiny little back bend here. Squeeze the glutes as you reach behind you. Hands come to heart center. Inhale again. Scoop hands up. And then circle the hands back down behind you. Go ahead and tuck the hands behind. Clasp the fingers. Forward fold. Lift the hands toward the ceiling. Feel a nice stretch in the front part of your shoulders here. Drop into chair pose. Walk out to bear crawl. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the same toe you did the first time. Pull the knee into the chest and step forward in between the hands. Hands framing the front leg. Slightly turn the back foot to an angle, maybe about 45 degrees. Take the right arm to the inside of the right foot. Lift the left arm. Reach up toward the sky. When you're ready, try to straighten the front leg. Bring the hand down to meet the other hand. Rotate through the back heel. Drop into the back knee. Lift up into lunge. Press forward into the right knee. Focus your attention on your hip flexor here. One more breath. And then swing the hands down back to the mat. Heel toe that foot behind you so that now you're in a knee plank. Bring the hands right underneath the shoulders and with ease and grace drop down to the mat. Tap the mat with your forehead. Inhale, lift up, tricep push-ups. Exhale, lower down. Take your time. Tap the mat. Inhale, lift up triceps. Exhale, slowly lower. Tap the mat with the forehead. Adjust your hands if needed. Inhale, tricep push-up. Come into knee plank. Widen the knees the width of your mat. Bring the toes together and back. Bring the hands together behind your head. In a dolphin fin, drop into child's pose. Take a pause. Relax here for 2 more breaths. Bring the hands underneath the chest. Lift the torso. Walk the hands out a little bit further in front. Widen the knees. Curl the toes in back. Sit back, and however you get to downward facing dog, bring yourself there. Press the heels down and back. Really push your chest back toward your knees now. Shift your gaze in between your hands. Lift the opposite toe that you did the last time. Bend the knee, pull it to the chest. Place the foot in between the hands. Hands frame the foot. Rotate the back heel slightly to a 45-degree angle. Bring the left hand around the inside of the left foot. Palm facing down if you can. Always an option here to grab the top of the foot or the shin. Lift the opposite arm up. Shift your gaze to the fingertips up toward the sky. Bring the hand back down to meet the opposite hand. Frame the leg. Switch into runner's lunge. Drop the back knee. Lift into lunge. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, press forward. Stretch your hip flexor here. 1 more breath. Wheel the arms back down. Frame the foot. Come back to runner's lunge. Step the foot back into plank. Drop the knees. Knee plank, tricep push-ups. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift to knee plank. Slowly lower, exhale down. Inhale, tricep push-up, squeezing the glutes. Exhale, lower down. Tap the mat with your forehead if you choose. Inhale, lift, knee plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Bring the hands a little bit further in front to the short edge of your mat. Lift the chest, press the head back for Sphinx pose. Squeeze the glutes, tiny little back bend. Lower all the way down to the mat. Forehead rests easy. Hands come into goalpost. Lift the toes and the hands. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the hands and the toes off the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes in back. Lift into knee plank, in table, downward facing dog. And then bend one knee. Pull it into a diagonal near the opposite wrist. Lay the shin down. Point the toe of the back leg. Bring the fingertips in front and lift the chest. Center the hips. Big breath here. And then bring the elbows down to the mat and rest in your pigeon. Palms can be facing up, facing down. It's a good place here to take a pause. Maybe rotate the wrists a few times. Sliding the back toe a little bit further behind if you can. Just breathing into the hip. And then walk the hands back under the shoulders. Curl the toes behind. Unthread the leg from the inside of your body. Bring the opposite knee in. Pull it toward the chest. Lay the shin down at a diagonal. Gently drop the back kneecap. Slide the back toe behind. Use the fingertips to the floor and lift through the chest. Lift your heart up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, lower down into your pigeon. Do what's most comfortable for your hands here. Let the head drop and be heavy. If you can go deeper into the stretch, maybe try to extend the back leg 1 or 2 more inches further behind you. One more deep breath. Inhale, rise up. Bring the back leg around to meet the front leg and come into a seated position. Bring the feet to the edge of the front of your mat. Sit up in a nice tall staff pose. Bend the right knee. Bring the left elbow around the knee. Wrap it around. Give it a hug. And then rotate your torso behind your body. Extend your hand behind, and then shift your gaze behind that hand. And then opposite, bring the opposite elbow to the inside of the knee. Add that rotation. Use the floor for leverage. Look back over your shoulder. And then back to center. Bend the opposite knee up. Wrap the arm around. Extend the arm behind you. Look back at the fingertips. Add that rotation. And then bring that extended arm to the inside of the thigh. Use the leverage to press into the knee. Extend the opposite hand behind you and look back at those fingertips. Good. Come back to center. Lengthen both legs. Bring the hands to the back corners of your mat at a diagonal. Puff your chest out. Push your belly forward and drop your head back. Open your throat. Open your heart. Breathe into that stretch. Lower forward, relax the shoulders. Inhale, lift, puff the chest. Drop the head back. Push your belly forward. Exhale, lower down. If you want to add a little more to the stretch, you can lift the hips up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop the hips down. Scoop the hands up overhead. Rain the fingertips down. Curl the toes and reach toward them. Forward fold. Grab the toes, ankles, shins, whatever you can. Pull the chest toward the knees. Maybe rotate the toes. Separate each one of your toes. Give a little massage. And then reach one hand opposite to the outer edge of the foot. Lift that leg. Keep the leg straight if you can. Reach the fingertips behind. And then pull that leg diagonally across your body. Feel a nice stretch in the hip. You can always lift the front toe if you like that challenge. One more breath. And then bring that leg back down. Staff pose. Inhale, scoop hands up. Exhale, rain fingertips down, forward fold. Pull a little bit closer to your shins than you did the first time. One more breath. Grab the opposite foot on the outer edge. Lift the leg toward the sky. Sit back on your hips. And then extend your back arm toward the back wall. If you want the challenge, lift the front toe. Shift your gaze to the back hand. Balance on your sits bones. Use your core for strength. You got this. Bend the knee in. Place it back down to the mat. Grab both knees and slide forward on your mat. Rocking the legs back. Bring the toes over your head and then rock forward. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to do that again. Grab the back of the knees. Pull the knees to the chest. And here we're going to stop in plow pose. Grab the back of the hips. Let the legs extend over the face. Roll down slowly. Come back up to a seated position. Rise up. Hands overhead. Rolling back down. Shift into plow pose. Grab the hips. Pull the elbows a little bit closer together to support your body. If you can, lift the toes toward the ceiling using your core strength. Keep the toes together as you lift the toes higher into candle pose. Lower the legs down slowly and exhale into plow. Rolling all the way down, extend the legs to the mat. Let the feet fall. And then inhale back to plow pose. Sitting up nice and tall, knees bent. Plow pose. Extend the legs up. Using your core. If you choose to take a bind behind your back, you can bring the hands together at the low back, or you can use the hands just to support the hips. Unroll from Plow Pose. Bring one leg across the top of the other into half lotus, whichever leg feels better to you. And then add the leverage of the elbow to the opposite knee. Add rotation and a twist. Unthread the legs. Try to stack one leg on top of the other into half lotus if you can, or crisscross applesauce. Use the leverage of the hand to the outside edge of the knee. Twist, looking over the back shoulder. Unthread the feet here. Bring the soles of the feet together to cobbler pose. Legs fall open comfortably. Grab the front part of the feet, intertwine the fingers, widen the elbows, and forward fold over the shins. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, extend the arms. Exhale, widen the elbows, pull yourself forward. Keep the spine nice and lengthened. We're not trying to round through the back here. Extend the hands a little further in front, stretching through the hips and the spine. Stay for one more breath. Walk the hands back in. Bring the feet just a little bit closer to the inner part of your thighs. Inhale and exhale, widen the elbows. This time actively press the knees away from your body. Push the knees toward the floor. Open the inner hips. And then bring yourself to a straddled position facing your screen. Flex the toes. Inhale, lift the arms up. Turn your attention to one straight leg, doesn't matter which one. Forward fold over that leg. Use the fingertips to support your body, but try not to hold any tension in the upper body. Let gravity be your friend. Bring the inside elbow to the inner thigh. Reach the top arm across and see if you can reach for the toes. Shift your gaze to your armpit. Drop into the bottom elbow as much as you can. And back to center. Scoop hands up. Inhale, lift. Turn toward the opposite straight leg. Forward fold. Fingertips land lightly. Let the head drop. Add some leverage by grabbing either the ankle or the foot, pulling your chest toward the knees. Breathing into the stretch. Frame the leg, push up, come back to center. Inhale, scoop hands up. Exhale, bring the inner elbow to the inner thigh. Drop down toward the elbow and reach the top arm across. Shift your gaze to your armpit. Grab the opposite outer edge of the foot if that feels good to you to add more leverage and depth to the stretch. From here, walk your fingertips out forward. Take a big breath in. Supporting the upper body with the fingertips, exhale, lengthen through your spine and look down at the floor. If you can, drop to your elbows, palms facing up, relax your shoulders. Feel a nice stretch on the inner thighs here. Inhale, lift, walk the hands out a little bit further. Go as deeply into the floor as it's comfortable for you, and your inner thighs will cooperate. Breathing into the stretch. Letting go of your belly. Release your glutes. And then bring the fingertips back in. Walk yourself in nice and slow. Come back to the short edge of your mat. Toes at the end, laying flat on your back. Lift the right leg. Place the right foot on the left knee. Lift up. Thread through your legs. Grab through the back of the left knee and then lay back down. Pulling the whole stretch toward your chest, rotate the top ankle and make some big circles. Pull the stretch into your chest a little bit more. Lower the palms out to the sides of your body. Pivot your hips to the left. Grab the knee. Press the knee toward the floor. Shift your gaze to your armpit and your fingertips. Relax your belly. Lower back stretch. Couple breaths here. Extend the hands back out to your sides. Unthread the leg. Lift the left toe toward the ceiling. Place the heel upon the right knee. Lift up, thread through, grab behind the right knee. Pull that toward the chest. Lower the neck and shoulders all the way to the floor. Rotate the floating ankle. Big circles, spread the toes out, reverse directions. Pull the knee toward the chest a little bit more. One more breath. Exhale, extend hands out to the side. Pivot the hips when the foot touches down. Grab the top knee, press it toward the floor. Shift your gaze to the fingertips behind you. Encourage that shoulder to stay on the floor if possible. Relaxing the belly. Deep lower back stretch, breathing into it. Unthread the legs. Knees are bent up. Lift the hips toward the ceiling. Shimmy the shoulders together a little bit more behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades and take a bind underneath your hips. Interlace your fingers. Lift the hips toward the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower the hips down. Untwist the fingertips. Widen the knees. Bring the soles of the feet together. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, use the hands on the inner thighs to press the knees toward the floor. Hip opener. Breathing into that stretch. Bring the hands to the hip bones or the belly. Let them rest. Extend the legs to the length of your mat. Take a big breath in. And when you exhale, let the legs fall open. Palms can be laying by your sides, facing upward or downward. Hands can be across your waist or hip bones. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Let your body melt into the floor. Notice how your breath feels coming in and out of your body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, feel your belly rise up. And exhale down, pressing all the air out of your lungs. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax your cheeks and your jaw. Give yourself permission to reconnect and breathe. Allow your breathing to take its natural rhythm. Let your mind relax. Let go of your busy thoughts. Just breathe. Tuning into your body and your breath, see if you can find your heartbeat. Feeling more and more relaxed. So begin to bring your body up into a seated position, taking your time. Come forward facing your screen. Find what position feels best for you for seated. Either crisscross applesauce, half lotus, full lotus. Go ahead and close down the eyes. Bring the hands to heart center. And then from here, bring both thumbs up to the middle of your eyebrows. Stay for one breath. Bring one hand to the top of your head and the opposite hand to your belly button. Gently press into your body. Bring the palms of your hands over both ears and gently press into your ears. Bring your hands behind your shoulders. Elbows facing forward. One breath here. Now swing your hands around your back. Grab a hold of your kidneys. Stay here for one breath. Bring one hand underneath your heart, opposite hand in your lower abdomen. Gently press into your body, breathing into each one of your chakras. Hands come to heart center again. Gently bow your head, drop your chin. Close down your eyes if you've not already. Take a big breath in through the nose. Hold that breath. And sigh it out. Let your hands fall to your lap or wherever they're most comfortable and restful. Being fully mindful of this moment that you've chosen to move and stretch and bend your body. Tune in with your inner being. Connect with your spirit. Again, bring your hands to heart center. Sitting up nice and tall, lengthen through the spine, still connected to our body. Notice how the energy has changed. Bring to mind one thing that you're grateful for, no matter how small or how big. In your mind, give thanks for whatever it is that you are grateful for today. Knowing that today is a gift. Breathing is a gift. Your good health is a gift. Thank you for joining me for this 30-minute practice. Namaste.